Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host, Mary Ellen. Today's episode is a Thrifty Canucks sponsored by Kim at Images by Kim and Thrifty Thursday hosted by Sherry at Turquoise Dreaming. Formalities out of the way, let's get after it. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name and I've just had it in my head. You know who you are. Somebody was asking me about where I got the little green dewies for the shaker card. Now these are the little green dewies of the shaker card. They come in these little weird vials, and not everything here is one of those bead dewies. I'll just try and group some of them so that you can see the variety of color that you have. There. And then there is some silver and some pink. So there is that number of colors that come in this. And I got this at my dollar store. It is sort of in the craft section, and there's exactly what you see here, and it's these little vials here. Note these are roly badolis, so if you are gonna open this up, make sure that you have some kind of a bowl or something underneath you so you can go tap, tap, tap. And if there's an odd one that escapes, that you can do that. I probably got this package for, I'm thinking maybe $1.50 Canadian. So that's where I got the green roly things, and they are amazing for shaker cards. Oh, so next out of the way is this, which is a bunch of beads. Also for shaker cards, these are, I think these are Michael's. Toho. They are not Michael's house brand, but they come from Michael's. This is fun, notwithstanding that I'm not really a fan of this, that I have this little clear container is pretty great. Got 2 wooden spools, very happy with that. This looks very manky. It is sponge that has decomposed, and I think these are hooks, clothing hooks. I might do something with that or not. This says fine glitter glue. That is going to go back to from whence it came, because it has the word glitter on it. And then these are 2 non-wood spools, and I have no idea what this is. America. I'm gonna guess that it's a setter of something. Clipper snap fastener. Oh! Well, that's pretty great. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that, because snaps would be great. Okay, so this is a very big win. See, those are 2 little things. That's one of them. That's one of them. Yeah, you probably have 2 snaps there. I'm gonna have to look that up. That looks great. A snap would be really interesting to add to a journal portfolio of things that we can do. So put those away before they fall out. And this as well, put that aside. Under the banner of paper, got this paper, and it's almost full, and it is sort of a light brown marble paper that's really quite pretty, that I like a lot. It's single-sided, but probably would dye really nicely, and it's a beautiful page as well to be as a backing, so very happy with that. This next is 100% Cindy Studio Loose Fault. It is a whack pile of file folders. And so there's a bunch of different colors, but certainly these taupe colored ones are there was a pile of them, and this was the largest package, and it was also the one that had the most buff files in it. So this is the one that I chose. But I'm not opposed to these other colors either, because I think they would be quite lovely as options. And I'm just going to do a quick sort here as I go through this. Gray, let's put it over on this side. And some more white, a few more colors. Another color, buff blue, red buff. So for a nominal fee, I got a whole pile of card backings that are sort of neutral colors, and then a whole pile that are non-neutral, but still right onable. Okay, I'll put that out of the way. Next is all of the books and whatnot. So this, I saw this title, Happiness, and I knew that it wasn't a Canadian magazine, and I was almost certain it wasn't going to be a North American magazine, so anything that comes from somewhere else is always on my list of things to have, because it just comes from a culturally different place, different ideas, different art, different everything. I looked down here and it had Australia, New Zealand, UK, and I just figured it was going to be an Australian magazine, but it's printed in Belgium, and I think it is Dutch. And why do I think it is Dutch? Here, that's why, because it is International Postbox Amsterdam, the Netherlands. There are some pages in this that are missing. I think they probably ripped out a couple of articles, but there are some beautiful images in this book. See, I could have done an elephant journal. I totally could have done an elephant journal. The food colors are beautiful. It's quite vibrant. This was also really interesting to me. So this is, I love this. Geometry is the blueprint of everything in the universe. And these are the 5, they call it platonic solids, but there are 5 different solids, and a way of making them with different things and then talking about them and so forth. So that's going to be a really interesting article for me as sort of a math nerd, but also as an art nerd. And then just, like I say, similar, like that's just gorgeous. And et cetera, and so on and so forth. It's a magazine. It's a new magazine, new to me anyways, and very happy to have it. So those were all from thrift store. These are all from my local library. And so the first one is this cross stitch, which is, I am certain, from the UK. It is really beautiful. It is like, just unctuous in terms of the colors and the patterns. This one has, this allows us to crochet, the pattern for crocheting that edge, which is kind of fun. Bunch of nautical stuff. And then in the middle, which I thought was really awesome, was this large print, and I'm going to guess the back of this is not plain. I was going to go with plain. It is not. I'll have to take that out and have a look. But sunflowers, so floral is kind of nice. Oops. Some alphabet. and this was probably stinking expensive. It says US $6.95, but we can't get, this either is old, what's the date? Does it have one? If it's not old, and I think it is, we can't get anything like this for less than like $20 Canadian. But I'm gonna guess that it is not a recent book. Anyways, happy to have that. These are all the same general topic, and these are all fiber books. So these are 1, 2, 3. So there's 4 fiber art now and 4 fiber arts. So I'm gonna go with fiber arts became fiber art now. But I want to look at this not only for the images, but also for fiber ideas, and maybe use some of this as inspiration to maybe make covers or make other pieces and whatnots. Oh, look at that dress. Oh, now I could get behind that. Wouldn't that be a beautiful journal cover? Just like feathers all the way down. Okay, so focus. Bunch of fiber magazines. Felt like I completely scored there. These are like 20 cents a magazine, which is bananas. Next, I got this book, and I do not get children's books. I do not understand how to work with them. I don't understand the sizes. I immensely enjoy watching others make journals out of them. I think they make unbelievably gorgeous journals. They are bright and vibrant and interesting and all that kind of stuff. Like I say, I appreciate the art and I don't do it myself because it seems complicated. But I saw this and it had Rosie Revere Engineer, and because there is a children's book about a girl being an engineer, I 100% had to have it. And this is the cover of said book. So this could make the most amazing STEM journal. Look at the inside. Oh my God. It's so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Look at this page. It's craft paper. It's just very pretty. It's a wonderful story, and I would read it to you if we had a little bit more time, and let me know in the comments below if you want me to read this story. It speaks to me as a woman in STEM for sure. And it is, this historical note here talks about the contribution of women in World War II all over the world, where women came into the workforce and were instrumental in the war effort because they learned how to basically make airplanes and parachutes, and they became the manufacturing process because all of the men had left. And there was a popular poster at the time called Rosie the Riveter, with a woman that had this kind of like a headband, and she has her arm out like this, and it's like, we can do it. Back end, there's 2 more books. There is Iggy Peck, Architect, and Ada Twist, Scientist. And there is an other one that says Happy Birthday, Madame Chapeau. But I don't think this one is by those authors, but I don't think it is sort of in the same vein. I kind of want to have the Ada Twist, Scientist, because that's my other math and science. I am very, very deeply in those 2 worlds. Didn't tell you who it was by. It's by Andrea Beatty, illustrated by David Roberts, because I got so excited about the graph paper at the front. Oh, and I guess the information's here. And it is 2013 is the copyright date. So strongly encourage anybody who's got STEM women in their world that this would be a fun book. That is the last of the books. And then I have 3 more things, and they are fabrics. Fabric number 1, this is 2 yards of beautiful cotton that is quilting cotton, and it cost me $2, which is banana pants. So I basically paid $1 a meter or $1 a yard for quilting cotton. And it's textured, it's not like a flat yellow, which also excites me no end. Do it this way, put the raw edges there, do that. We'll save the best for last. Next this is linen and cotton. And it is a beautiful woman's shirt, blouse that I want to be able to cut down, which is another lovely thing. And yes, these two are absolutely the colorways of the Apple Journal, but I can't use either of them because it would blow my $3 budget, which is very, very sad, but true. So and if I do use them, I don't want to use them for this journal because I've decided on using the stuff that I have dyed, but I would still want them anyways. So this is my joy of a find. So this, and I'm deliberately putting it sort of face down. This is a woman's long sleeve top. And as we do when we go to thrift stores, there's a whole long racks of fabric, and you sort of go just very specifically, your eye sees them, your hand may touch them, and so forth. And I stopped cold when I saw this, had to jump several in front and went straight for this, because there is something about this that is just really good. It's satisfying to look at it. It also happens to match really well with this, but that is probably more about my subliminal mind working, because I got all three of them at the same shop. But I just like, yeah, this would be nice. I think this is havable. And I do not buy anything from a thrift store that doesn't have the content tags on it so that I know what material it is. I will buy rayon or polyester or whatever under certain circumstances, and whatever those circumstances is. But if I'm going to be making journals or I'm going to be sewing with it, whatever, I really like 100% cotton, 100% linen cotton blend. So next thing I did was I said, okay, well, what's this made of? It's 100% cotton. Well, that's great. So I thought, that's, certainly on my list of things to do, or at least my criteria. We're starting to check the boxes here. And then I looked at the inside tag. And the inside tag says Liberty Art Fabrics. And I don't know if you're familiar with Liberty Fabrics. Liberty Fabrics are a very well-established, fairly expensive fabric line from the UK. And if anybody watches Kate at the Last Homely House, you will know her passion for Liberty fabric and how much value she puts in it. So I realized that the reason why I was reacting the way I was is because I had an actual piece of Liberty branded fabric. So I just when you get something that you think is a prize and it's like, okay, we need to check out right now so that nobody takes this away from me. And that's exactly what I did, because this is just gorgeous. Is there anything else that I want to say? Yes, there is something else that I want to say about this thrift haul. So I haven't done one in a while. I am getting a lot of value out of going to my local libraries where I'm getting very inexpensive magazines. I'm also changing the way I go through my thrift marts. Get a cart, fill them up with anything that goes, oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good. And then when my brain is done doing that part of the process, I then go to a quiet space where there's, you know, there's lots of places where you can sort of just park and not be in everybody's way. I then go, okay, ask myself the consideration questions. Do I have stuff like this? Am I going to use this? Why do I like this? Do I have something like it at home? All of those kinds of things. And I realized that I am putting probably at least half, if not 2/3 of my cart back on the shelves. For good reason. My brain doesn't feel like it's being punished or that it's mourning for something. The things that I really desire, that I really can use, are in the cart. My brain got this. My brain was very happy, and this would meet the criteria of something that I would keep. But I had, what were some examples? I had a bunch of eyelash fiber that was really pretty in a color that I use a lot, which is sort of the reds and the pinks. Do I need it? No, I've got a bunch of it downstairs. It's really pretty. Yes, we can put it away. I got, there was a beautiful bird book, copies of 17th century bird art. They were all finches. The book was about this big. Nothing wrong with it at all, except I have about a squillion bird books. So I don't need one more bird book. Put that away. Same thing with there was a garden day journal that wasn't enough, didn't have enough good stuff in it for me to say, yes, it's worth taking. So while I am still thrifting, I think we are starting to have a little bit of an effect on my thrifting practices, which is really great. Anyways, that's all for now, I think. I think it is, yes. And I now have to go and catch up on about at least 3-4 days of mass make March, because I have an Apple journal to complete. Anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you always for your support. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you real soon. Bye now.